Annastacia Palaszczuk is celebrating after securing a record third term as Queensland's Premier, leading Labor to victory in the state election. Well, with more than 60% of the vote counted already, Labor is set to hold at least 47 of the 93 seats in Parliament, securing a 5% swing. Labor is predicted to win several more seats to reach the 50 seats required for a majority government. Let's get more now from Michael Rennie, who joins us now from Brisbane. So, Michael, Labor is on track, as we know, to form a majority government. Just break down those numbers for us from last night.
Yeah, well, there was fears of a minority government, Fauzi, at one point during the build-up to this election, but that didn't eventuate, and it's really ended up being a historic night for the Premier, Annastacia Palaszczuk. She's looks like she's on track to form government in her own right and win her third election. She becomes the first female in this state to win 3 state elections, and it's the first 4-year fixed term as well in the Queensland parliaments. And she spoke first, the Premier, Annastacia Palaszczuk, before Deb Frecklington got to concede. Normally it's the other way around. Normally the loser of the election gets to speak first, but not last night. Now, just some of the numbers, if we look at those, after 63% of the vote has been counted as of last night, Labor has 49 seats. They're predicted to go on and win 52 seats. And really, they retained the areas that they were, well, most under threat, like Townsville. And both leaders spent so much time up in North Queensland, particularly in Townsville. The LNP were confident they might be able to sneak a couple of seats up there, but that didn't end up eventuating. And so Premier Annastacia Palaszczuk, look, she thanked Queenslanders in her victory speech for being so strong during the pandemic.
Most importantly, can I acknowledge the people of Queensland? It has not been an easy year for many, many people. For many Queenslanders, I know it's been an incredibly tough year. But here in Queensland, we've all stood strong and united.
So all the hopes of the LNP were on some of those regional areas to pick up seats there. None of that eventuated for them. And Deb Frecklington, in her concession speech, she did say that she was proud of the campaign that she ran, but she accepted the will of the Queensland people.
Now, Queenslanders have made their decision, and I thank each and every one of them for voting and for upholding our democracy. This decision is respected by the Liberal National Party, and I am so proud of the campaign that we have fought.
It's Deb Frecklington's there. But Michael, this was a really bruising loss, though, for former Deputy Premier Jackie Trad as well.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Jackie Trad, once seen as a future leader of the state, she was elected back in 2012 in the inner city seat of South Brisbane, and one of the real heavy hitters of the Labor Party. But she's been beaten by the Greens. Amy McMahon has claimed that victory, and in her victory speech she spoke about some of the things that they're looking to do that advocate for, like free public clean energy, housing and transport. All sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Fauzi? But yeah, looking to campaign on those sorts of grounds. But Jackie Trad didn't actually invite the media into her event last night. The ABC journalist who was stationed there just had to stand outside and didn't actually get to talk to her at all. But she did post on social media saying that she thanked family and friends for the career that she's had in Queensland Parliament. But Stephen Miles, the Deputy Premier, actually blamed the LNP for preferencing the Greens ahead of Labor as the reason why that they won that inner city seat of South Brisbane, and Jackie Trad has been kicked out. But the LNP responded to that. The deputy leader for them, Tim Mander, said that, well, if she'd won enough of the primary vote, then she wouldn't have had to, she wouldn't have had to worry about preferences. But now the tough work begins for the Labor governments and governing Queensland through one of the toughest economic periods the state's ever experienced, and also leading the state out of the pandemic, Fauzi.
You're absolutely right. The real work begins now, Michael. Thank you so much. Michael Rennie there speaking to us from Brisbane.